Yeah, we're back on the rollers, but this is engine number 3. There's engine number 2. He's chilling in the back of the roundhouse. We just went through a string of updates to number 3 after having built 1, 2, 3, and then finishing 1 and 2. I picked up a few notes and things that I wanted to do. One is we had a wrong reference resistor in the smoke controller. That was my error. I read the package wrong and plugged in the wrong value, and so we've got that checked out now. The other thing was the fan would not run. It would run intermittently, and I think it's because it was getting high voltage. This was set at about 10 or so, and I was also having trouble with this relay clicking and clacking in the middle of nothing. So what I found was the soundboard needs 7 volts, so that's why this was cranked up, and he's on the same circuit. So I took him off that circuit, knowing that he takes millivolts, minor amounts of volts. I moved him over to the smoke board power boost, and so smoke and sound are now on the same volt regulator, and then the fan, the puff and chuff, and and that's it, are on the same board. So puff and chuff goes into here with 7 volts now, I think it is 5 or 7, I forget. And the fan is now getting 5 or 7. It was getting 10, so that was probably overrunning its circuit, and it would shut off. So it runs now continuously. Everything seems to be running continuously. Everything seems to be working quite well. And I did make an observation in the motor on detector. There is no rectifier in there. Now, why that's interesting is I put rectifiers in the other 2, and we're having reverse delays going into reverse. This one does not have that. It has it, but it's not near as bad. So I'm here. Now I'm in neutral. This means we're at the station. You can see there's a plume of smoke. Hear the fan going. Everything is doing what it's supposed to. Shut it down. 1, 2, 3. We're going reverse. 1, 2, 3. We're at rest. 1, 2, 3. We're going forward. This exact same board, didn't change anything on this board. What I did was I took out the relay capacitor that was in that circuit. I don't know, okay? It's hard to tell if it's backfeeding through the rectifier, into the brushes, into the motorboard. I don't know. I'm just saying that's something. That's not right. That's different, so maybe we'll look into that. But now, what happened here? Did I unplug your sound? The sound just died on me. I had a bad plug. Maybe that was it. Oh boy. Well, I'll get to it. I guess it's that first chuff when it's powered up, but it doesn't give us the continuous intermittent chuffing sound. Well, it was, and then it just stopped, so it's got to be a loose connector. Could be a loose pin. These connectors will slide on me sometimes if I haven't built them perfectly, or the circuit that I just put in has pulled apart. I don't know. We'll see. There was some manhandling going on there for a little bit, but I thought I'd show you the smoke. It's at full speed. It's around 5.7, 5.6 volts. Don't worry about the minus. I just got those hooked up wrong. But you think 6 volts is where you want to be, and then down low, when you're just cruising a little bit, you see the voltage dropping, so that the smoke doesn't get too hot. It's not, and it doesn't use a lot of smoke or just get hot for no reason. All right, and it's easier on my controlling chip too. He doesn't like getting hot. I don't know. I don't think I put in the new. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's another fix. This holds this out too far, and on a new one I moved it in about 2 millimeters or 1 millimeter, and it gets better. It's more consistent. It is consistent. Here it's not consistent. That must have been it. That must have been it. All right, so yeah, I got to get that. I got to find that. I did print it. Oh, here it is. Is this it or is this the new one? Is this the old one or new one? That looks like an old one. Yeah, that looks like one I already took out. All right, well, I might have to print the new one. Or I got it somewhere, but I'm going to put it in this box. Well, I'll find it. I'll print one if I can. But anyway, okay, so that's what I have to fix with that. All right, that's good. Now, after that, I got to shorten these things. I've done 2 engines now so far. Oh, see? I move it around, and that's it. So that's what it is. Don't move it around. Okay. So I'm going to shorten these up. These are going to have to get lengthening. These get lengthened so they come out to the end. And then I have the clamp. And then there's a short loop. And it goes into here. So it's a different harness. It allows for better maintenance, better ease of maintenance. I'll say it that way. If you want to separate them, it's easy to do, and that'll work. All right, now when the cover's on, this system is cooling. It's pulling air through and dumping it out, and it works real well. These boys never get warm. They are warm now because there's not enough airflow, but well, what causes that? I think, oh, I see a wheel's off. That may be it. There you go. A wheel is off, and the only other funny thing I have is this thing has a lot of vibration on the right rear wheel, and I think it's out of whack a little bit. I can't swear to it. Looks fine now, but earlier it was huffing and it was like boogie, 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 boogie. I don't know. It's pretty stable now. These engines, they're smooth and they're ball bearings, and they're going faster than you realize. You know, it's got about 17, 18 volts. An engine on the track would fly off. But you're not getting all the shake, rattle, and roll like we used to with the old motor and the old bearings, bushings, and whatnot. So it's a little hidden thing. You got to watch your speed, I'm thinking. I had that at 18 volts on my other transformer. I thought it was going to fly off the track. I know, it's very scary. I have to say, I know this guy's all beat up and ugly, but you know what? You pick this thing up, you know you've got an engine. That is one heavy shell. My goodness. I don't know if it's different metal or thicker or what, but that's an O gauge. I think it's O gauge. And it is one heavy engine. And I haven't put traction tires on any of them, and no one is complaining. I think you got 4 good wheels pulling, and they have the weight on them, and yeah, that's pretty good. So here we are, engine number 3 for Mr. G. Notice how his G letter is nice and neat, and all the other guys is all oil stained and worn off, and just, I don't know, his engine seemed to have come through. You know, well, it was the 3rd one, so I'd learned a lot from the other 2, I guess. But even now, the updates and everything took less than an hour. All the little fixes, this, that, and the other, switching the circuits here, fixing that, fixing something else. I don't know. It's a smooth runner, isn't it? Look at that. Idle smoke, fans on. So you're sitting at the station just cooling your heels. I think it's gonna be nice. I think it's gonna be nice. I noticed his speaker popped out. It's not glued in yet. So with that, we're getting noise. We're getting a loss of volume of air. You can feel air on the sides coming out. Those should be filled in with adhesive. It should be glued in pretty much, just sealed in all around. So it's an enclosed baffle. So then it pushes the air out. And it will. It'll get to that. It'll take a minute or 2, but I'll get it there. Okay, well, that was the updates on number 3. The harness, this part, and maybe check that wheel real good. And then we know his tender fits. It fits really nice. And and then the body. Now, we had some issues with the body he sent me. We don't know what happened, but I think we're going to be able to fit it okay and get it going. And his body is pretty sharp. So this is it. This will be the third one. And then I'm going to have to take a break. I have to do things for Margaret. She needs me, which is good. It's okay. I'll take a week, maybe. I don't know, 3 days. I don't know. We'll see. But I have to help her with some stuff that she can't do alone. So that's all. Nothing serious, just chores. That's a smooth engine. All these engines are smooth. I mean, they are smooth, I have to say. All right. I'm going to run. 10 minutes is too long for this. You guys will go sleep on me. Okay. It's a Hummer. It'll be interesting to see how it smokes. If it comes out the same and all. It gives me an idea of thinking about taking some foam and just drilling a big hole in it and then gluing it around so it seals it, but it's not like a stack. The skinny stack really makes it a pinpoint, and it restricts the flow a lot too. I've noticed when I put the stack in, it starts leaking out the sides. Here, it all comes up. Oh, and the other thing I did to this one is I got inside there with a round file, a very small round file that I have, and I had some rough edges where the smoke comes out and then starts to go up. It was a sharp edge, and I rounded that off so that smoke had a smoother exit out, and that was a big help too. So I may have to go back into the part and see if I can't radius that, cut that surface back a little bit, give that air a better chance to come out. A lot of nuances to this engine. It's just not AC Gilbert's engine. It's his chassis and his armature and his brush holder. After that, it's not his anymore. It's ours. It's a Franken-train. It's been Frankenstein or whatever. Anyway, I gotta go now. Later.